How are you? Jennifer, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Thank you for inviting us.
Pleasure to meet you, Annalisa, as well.
You too.
Great. Thank you for joining us today in this session.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, ahlan wa sahlan. All right, so we will stream the session live on Facebook. I hope you don't mind that.
Nope.
No.
It's fine with me.
Right. So perfect. So we have also my colleague Reem Awad as well. She's handling the backstage.
Hello.
She's in the bus.
Hello.
Yes, we're so excited about this event in the year. So when we're set, Dream, just let us know. And
yeah, like do you want to wait like just 1 more minute until it becomes 5:30?
Sure. Yeah, until we have more to join. Yeah.
That'll be great. How many people have registered?
22.
Good.
But usually we expect like usually half the number at best.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's universal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you, by any chance, have online courses as well, or is it just in person?
Just in person for English.
Okay.
But then of course the EducationUSA Academy, we have a virtual version for the summer. Well, we're offering 2 sections next year. Connects program, yes.
Okay.
Just to accommodate the time zones.
Yeah. It's also a cheaper and a more convenient option for students, like international students. So, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I was listening. I don't know if you are familiar with the Stevens Institute.
Yeah.
They do a lot of virtual exchanges, and I was listening to a webinar yesterday about the amount of virtual it's really quite mind-blowing. It's really opening a whole new world for students.
Wow.
To be able to get these international encounters, I guess, and not leave home.
Yep. Well, I mean, online education was there, but the COVID made it even more present in our world. So it's here to stay. I mean, yeah.
Right, and now the technology has improved so much.
I think I'll go live now.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, when I click on it, I'll let you know when we're live.
Okay.
Maybe the bus is in the tunnel.
Yeah. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session. It's our 4th day of the International Education Week, and we're happy to showcase different programs today, which are EducationUSA Academy programs. These are programs that you can do in the summer to work on your English and your understanding mainly of the US culture, and just an experience to attend it and be there, try it out, and then that will be very helpful to your US applications later on as you finish college and you want to apply. We have 2 programs, 2 universities representing the EducationUSA Academy today. We have the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona, and we have Boston University Global Programs. We have Jennifer and Annalisa from Embry-Riddle to start with. So I want to welcome you both, Jennifer and Annalisa, and thank you so much for your participation and for joining us today. I'll leave the virtual floor to you. So go ahead.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Jennifer Fox. I'm the manager for international communications and student experience at Embry-Riddle. And I'm joined today by Hannalisa. Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Hannalisa Savalainen. I'm the director of Embry-Riddle Language Institute, and our program hosts the EducationUSA Academy and Academy Connects program, which is the virtual program.
Lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen. We have a few slides to show you to explain a little bit about Embry-Riddle as well as the programs that we offer. So let's try this. Okay. Are you all seeing that okay?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. So just to kind of start off with, we wanted to introduce you to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We have two residential campuses, one in Daytona Beach and one in Prescott, Arizona. And then we also have what we call the worldwide campus. So we have sort of satellite campuses all around the world, and there are a number of online degree programs that students can enroll in from all over the world. Hannalisa and I are both based at the Daytona Beach campus, where there's about 7,000 students here. Embry-Riddle is well known throughout the world as being a leader in aeronautics and aerospace. Most of our, or I believe at one point we were even called the Harvard of the skies, because we are so renowned for teaching aviation, what we call aeronautical science here at Embry-Riddle. But in addition to aeronautical science and teaching students how to fly, we also have engineering programs, cybersecurity programs, homeland security, oh goodness, business. Yeah. Yeah.
And I have to chime here now because we have the only program in United States for aerospace physiology. So that is a pre-med program, and students get to learn about what being in a environment without gravity does to a body. So it's pretty exciting.
Yes, absolutely. So our focus is very much in the STEM field, and a lot of our programs do revolve around the aviation industry. And one of the things that we certainly try to show students during our summer program is that the aviation industry has many careers available to them. It's not just flying. So we certainly try to cater to all of those careers, and we try to expose students to as many of them as possible. And I think many of the students who've come to our program have been surprised at what sort of fields are available to them if they decide to go in that direction. And then certainly for degrees like business, even though we might focus on aviation business, the lessons and the opportunities that you get in that field can take you anywhere. You could go into almost any industry, or probably any industry, with having that business degree behind you. So that's Embry-Riddle. Now specifically talking about our academy programs, we are an EducationUSA Academy institution, along with I think we have 7 other institutions that are part of that cohort now. Our EducationUSA Academy, like all of the others, we do our goal is to introduce the students to the U.S. higher education system and help them understand what they need to do to succeed and be successful, not only in getting into one of those universities, but also some tips and things to be thinking about to help them succeed and actually get a degree and finish. Because we have the background in aviation, we also explore topics in general aviation while the students are with us, like radio communication and why planes crash. And as I mentioned before, trying to expose students to as many different aviation related careers as possible. So particularly with why planes crash, things like aircraft, aircraft investigation is a pretty interesting field that I don't think most people think about. but it's certainly one that's really important and one that I think a lot of people are very interested in once they hear about it. While the students are with us, regardless of which program they're going to be in, whether it's going to be a virtual program or an in-person program, students can expect to prepare an elevator speech while they're with us. They will then present or practice presenting that to an admissions counselor. They will also draft a personal statement for university admission. Not every university requires a personal statement or an essay, but most universities have the option. And as we explain to students, anytime a university says that something is optional but not required, you should absolutely plan to do it.
And drafting an essay, a personal statement, really helps to kind of solidify and focus on those goals that students have, right? Graduating high school is an exciting time and everything's going to be new. So putting things on paper, like, what is my plan? What do I want to do? Can really be helpful.
Absolutely. And our goal with drafting that personal statement is to make it easier so you're not starting from a blank piece of paper when you do start applying to colleges. The statement that you draft with us is not likely going to be the statement that you send off to another university, but hopefully it's going to be something that you can edit. And that way, again, you're not starting from scratch. You have something, some ideas already kind of building in your mind. And that will hopefully make the admission process a little bit faster and a little bit easier for you. Throughout the program, we also give opportunities for students to team up with each other to solve interactive puzzles, or for in-person programs. I mean, you're going to be in a group together pretty much all the time. So there's going to be lots of opportunities to get to know the other students from all over the world. And really kind of broaden your horizons. You will also visit, I say visit, a variety of U.S. colleges and universities. Embry-Riddle is a private university, but there are other options out there. There are public universities, liberal arts universities, community colleges. So there's just a variety of different types of education pathways that you can take. So we try to introduce you to as many of those as possible. For our virtual program, by visit, we mean that we will invite universities to come and talk to our students. So you have sort of a virtual campus tour or a virtual admissions session with each of those universities. And then for the in-person program, we will actually take you to those campuses so you can walk around and see them for yourself, and you'll do an admissions tour. You'll get to talk to the admissions counselors at those universities as well. So as much as we would love for all of the students to come and choose Embry-Riddle as their final destination, we certainly understand that there are many options out there, and for one reason or another, Embry-Riddle may not be the best option, and that's okay. That's okay.
So we just learned, right? Well, not just learned, but that there are over 5,000 universities and colleges in the United States. So there certainly are options. And this academy or Academy Connects will give students a leg up. You are familiar with the processes and different types of universities or colleges, so you can make a more informed decision.
Absolutely. And of course, since this is in the United States, we will be speaking English. So this is a great opportunity just to improve your academic English skills and your social English skills with native English speakers, as well as with students who are also, maybe speaking English as a second language. So that picture there, that's a picture of our campus here in Daytona Beach, which is located in Florida. So I maybe one thing to note about the in-person program, if you are coming for the in-person program, you can prepare for it to be a warm experience. Daytona is known for its beaches and its warm weather almost all year round. It's a bit chilly today, actually, but but it is a beautiful campus, and we'd be happy to share it with you. Okay, so going into a little bit more detail about each of the programs, and kind of talking about some of the differences. For our virtual program, one of the key differences here between virtual and in-person is our age range. So I do want to make sure I bring that to your attention. So for the virtual program, we can accept students between ages 15 to 18. Now, there's going to be 5 hours of synchronous class time each week, and it's a 4-week program. So you can expect about 20 hours total for your time commitment. Classes will meet on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And as Hanalisa mentioned, or maybe she didn't mention it for everyone could hear, but we are going to be offering 2 sessions, sort of a morning session and an evening session to accommodate different time zones. So if you decide that you want to apply for the virtual program, just be very please take note of which session you would prefer to be in, which session would be best for your time zone. Now, to earn a program certificate, students are expected to attend all required classes. So that's all 20 hours that we have scheduled, as well as participate in the class discussions and submit all assignments. So those assignments would be participating or practicing that elevator speech, submitting the draft essay, and then for our aviation topics courses, you may get a little in-class quiz or a little project to work on. What's important to note about these things is that we do not expect any student to come in with background knowledge about any of it. We're going to teach you what you need to know for those assignments, and we do not necessarily grade the assignments. We are going to offer feedback and hopefully so that you can improve, but you're not going to be getting 100% or an A or a marking like that. We just want to make sure that you are getting the knowledge and trying your best. Now, the total cost for the virtual program is $400 per student. And so that includes all 20 hours of instruction, all of the campus visits, as well as any optional activities that we organize with the students. And the optional activities go beyond that 20-hour requirement. So these are optional for the very simple fact that if you are not able to attend these, that's okay. That will not count against you. You can still earn a program certificate even if you are not able to do the optional activity. One activity that we have done for the last 2 years is this virtual escape room, and that's what this photo at the bottom is from. This was our winning team 2 years ago. Students from 5 different countries were able to come together and solve the escape room problem in just 32 minutes. So it's a really fun event. Students have absolutely loved it. So we're looking forward to doing that again in the future. All right, anything else about the virtual program I might have forgotten, Hanalisa?
I think that sums it up.
Okay. Would you like to talk with them about the in-person?
Sure. So our in-person program happens earlier in the summer. So the virtual program is in July and August, and our in-person program happens in June. This year, we are doing a 2-week program, or next summer, rather. And the age range is different. So while we can have 18-year-olds at the virtual program, we cannot have 18-year-olds in our in-person program. So the age range for that is 15 to 17. It's a really good way to learn about what it feels to live on a university campus, because students get to live in a dorm room with a roommate. So the roommate is another person from the program. More than likely, it's not a roommate from the same country that you are from. So you get to practice English all the time. Classes meet Monday through Thursday, and then we have typically English classes in the morning and some sort of an aviation related topic in the afternoon. In the evenings, We have games and local trips, for example, to the beach or shopping and such. During Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we do longer field trips. And as Jen mentions, we have those college visits. So for next summer, we are going to Flagler College, Rollins College, and same time to St. Augustine, Florida, and Kennedy Space Center. So for the aviation enthusiast, Kennedy Space Center is, of course, a must place to visit. The last time we took students there, they happened to be a launch happening right at the same time. And Jen was our lucky driver for that trip. So the students and Jennifer got to watch a launch take place. The cost for the in-person camp is at $3,000 per student. That does not include airfare or visas. It does include accommodations, meals, and program activities. And then, of course, people probably want to bring some money to shop and do other personal things. The EducationUSA Academy in-person students are minors according to US law. And I know parents are worried about student safety. So we do have a 24/7 chaperones. So whenever students walk around the campus, they go from class to class, or they go to lunch or field trips, we do have chaperones supervising the groups. Jen?
Lovely. Yes. Yeah. So just pointing out that, as she mentioned, Kennedy Space Center, that's where these students are here. And these students are down near Daytona Beach, I believe, right on the pier. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. And the students, they'll be in their own cohort of EducationUSA Academy students, but I think they'll also have opportunities to meet some of the students who are participating in other camps and things like that. But again, it's all going to be chaperoned. And so sort of speaking of those other camps, well, I'll get to that in a minute. So for both our virtual and our in-person academies, our applications, we expect to go up on our website in early 2023. There is no application fee to apply for either the virtual or the in-person programs. Additionally, with the no application fees idea, students who participate in EducationUSA Academy at Embry-Riddle, if they do decide that they want to apply to Embry-Riddle for a full-time undergraduate student or graduate student, we will waive their application fee. That's normally a $50 fee, and we will waive that for anyone who completes the academy. Now, for students who are applying to the academy, they do need to have at least intermediate English language proficiency. So that would be a B1 on the CEFR scale or higher. And the way that we gauge that is through recommendations from your English teachers, your English instructors, and through a short essay that we ask students to write during the application. There are multiple ways to get in touch with us if you have questions or if you simply want to learn more. Certainly visit us on the website. You can call us if you'd like to. Email is probably the fastest way to get a response. So just emailing early@erau.edu. And then you can also follow us on Instagram to see just what Early's doing, both for the academies as well as what we do throughout the year. And yeah, finally, beyond our EducationUSA academies, I mentioned those other camps. We actually do have more than 20 in-person summer camps that the university offers for high school students. And there's a combination. We also have virtual camps. So it's more than 20 in-person camps, and then even more that are virtual opportunities. But similar to the EducationUSA, you still have the opportunity to live in a university dorm and get that college experience in a very chaperoned way. And the camps that they offer our variety of STEM topics, from aerospace engineering to game design and robotics and all kinds of other opportunities out there. So there are lots of different ways that you can dive deeper into this STEM field, particularly the world of aviation, through Embry-Riddle, if you choose to do so. And we hope that many of you will absolutely do that. So I think we have some time still. Do we have a chance to answer questions or do a Q&A session?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Sure.
So yeah, so if anybody has any questions, we'll be happy to take those.
I have not a question, but more information on that aerospace physiology program you started with.
Uh-huh.
Is that a degree, or is it like a part of the EducationUSA Academy?
It's an undergraduate degree. So not part of our academy, at least not yet. But students can come and get an undergraduate bachelor's degree in aerospace physiology.
I see. And basically, what kind of jobs would they like work when they're done with this major?
Well, I think a lot of the students continue on to becoming doctors. I can find out more information about it if students get jobs with that alone. I know that some of the things that our students are doing that are related to that are like braces for hips and hip prosthesis, which we don't really think of Embry-Riddle as a medical kind of facility, but they are creating a lot of aids, physical aids for especially children who have need hip replacements and such. So I know that's part of that program.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. They can go into medical school after that, I guess.
Yes.
All right, that's very interesting.
Yeah, we actually have, I think we have a biology or a chemistry track as well in some of our degree programs for students who are interested in becoming doctors, and they need a pre-med degree to help get them there. We do offer that as well. So that's again, not something you would necessarily think of for Embry-Riddle, but it's certainly there.
Yeah. I mean, it got me thinking. Anyone else has questions? Because if you leave me to myself, I have a lot of questions. There is one in the chat. So from Hamad, is there a master's degree in the field of aerodynamics? And what about scholarships for master's research?
Ooh,
well, I know that there are scholarships available and like teaching or graduate assistantships in different forms, so that students can get some or all of their class fees paid for if they have an assistantship, and then they engage in research or other work on campus. Jen, do you know about the aerodynamics exactly? I will have to check that out.
I don't know that we have anything that is specifically called aerodynamics. But I would imagine that we have maybe one or two degree programs that would involve aerodynamics. So I hesitate to say yes or no, but I would certainly encourage folks to go to the Embry-Riddle website. They make it pretty easy to see what degree programs we offer at all of our campuses, not just the Daytona Beach one. And I can go ahead and put in that website as right now. So if you just go to
yes, the propulsion and aerodynamics computational lab is the first thing that comes up, but yes, the degree website is really the best.
So I don't know that we have one that's specific just to that field, but I would find it really hard to believe that we don't have a field that incorporates it.
Any other
You're very welcome.
questions?
Any other questions for Jennifer and Annalisa?
Something else I just thought about that we didn't really talk about was, well, Annalisa mentioned for the in-person programs, we do not include the fees for visas in our pricing, but we will help students get those visas. So we will certainly help them with the paperwork and the guidance that they need to get that. So we just don't include the pricing in ours, because a lot of that pricing you might have to pay to the government. But but I did want to at least make it clear that we will not just, you know, accept you to the program and then leave it to you to figure all of that out. We can help you through the process.
Yeah.
And there is the link to the aerospace physiology degree also in the chat box.
Also, there's another degree that you only have in the nation about intelligence. I got some of that. What's it called?
Yes.
I missed on that.
Yes. So
Cybersecurity and intelligence, or intelligence sciences, I guess. So
yes,
is that like intelligence, as in like the kind of investigative work, or what kind of internet intelligence? Maybe can you just?
Well, here at Daytona Beach, we have Homeland Security and Intelligence, and then we have the cybersecurity. There are other, the Prescott campus and Worldwide campus also have similar degrees, and there's a slightly different focus in each of the campuses.
Right, perfect. Oh, there you go. We have Dan. How are you? Welcome.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah.
And we
Sorry
have
about-
Scott just joining as well. All right, there is.
So no more questions for Embry-Riddle, but if
All right.
you have any, you know how to find us, right?
And definitely we'll have hopefully we'll have some more time at the end of the session for questions for both. So thank you so much,
Great.
Jennifer and Annalisa. Please stay around so that
Yes.
we can have you for some more time in our session.
absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Hello, Scott. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure.
Well, perfect. So Dan and Scott will talk to us about the global programs at Boston University, also another university under the EducationUSA Academy. So I'll leave the virtual floor to you. Go ahead, sirs.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for attending, for your interest in our programs. Let me pull up my slide here for you. Sorry, folks. There we go. Can you all see that?
Yes, we can.
Great. Sorry for the delay.
No worries.
Let me tell you a little bit about, we have two fantastic programs, two very different kinds of programs that we can share with you. The first program is our EducationUSA Academy Connects program. If you're not that familiar with Boston University is the 42nd ranked university currently in the US. It's a large urban university located in downtown Boston, right along the Charles River, beautiful campus. The 33,000 students currently attend. And we have 17 different schools and colleges based at the university. The Education USA Academy Connects program is an entirely online program. The program runs for 5 weeks for a total of 25 hours. So the program meets 3 days a week for between 90 minutes and 2 hours a day. And it provides you a full introduction to the American college experience in terms of preparing to apply, and the leadership components that are beneficial to assisting in your application and your admission. It has a shared theme of leadership across the program with a number of different components. The program has an admissions focus to it. So one of the great aspects of the program is you will have a private meeting, just your group, with the international admissions team at Boston University. And they will provide you with a variety of information that's very valuable about what they're going to be looking for in an application from an international student. They'll talk about the meaning of what selective universities are and the different types of activities they're looking for outside of just your academics, extracurricular activities, test scores, English proficiency, all of the key information that you'll need to go through the application process. You'll also have the opportunity to meet with a panel, a group of international students who have also been accepted to the university and are currently attending, that can share their experience with you. And you can learn from them about how they chose BU and what other schools they may have applied to, and ultimately how they made that decision. You'll also learn about scholarship opportunities that may be available to you and to international students, both at BU and other area universities. There will also be a variety of virtual field trips that you'll attend. Some of those trips include the John F. Kennedy Museum. You'll be working on case studies with faculty from Boston University. You'll work on a capstone project, which is a large project that encompasses the full 5 weeks, at which point you will present your findings at the end of the project. And ultimately, you will earn a non-credit certificate at the end of the program. As I mentioned, the program's focus is leadership. You'll study cases of successful leaders using examples of famous leaders connected to the city of Boston or Boston University. Examples include one of our more famous alumni, Dr. Martin Luther King, and more recently, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Alana Presley as well, a Boston-born leader who's both of whom are currently serving in United States Congress. Also, we'll be reviewing Boston-born leaders like President John F. Kennedy, who was born just a few blocks away from our offices here in Boston, and visiting his presidential library in a virtual sense. And as I mentioned, you'll complete a capstone project, which will ultimately bring together everything that you've learned in the course. You'll choose a leader that you're interested in and conduct research on them, and at the end, deliver a presentation. And as part of this, you'll get more experience with both the research and your presentation skills. And finally, we'll help you develop leadership skills that are necessary for college admission, including leading a Socratic seminar, leading a debate, the art of networking, and presenting yourself effectively in both presentation, interview, and writing. This program starts, as I mentioned, it's 5 weeks, begins on July 11th, ends on August 11th. And Currently, the schedule is expected to be Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Admissions requirements, students 15 to 18. We ask students to have a English proficiency of CEFR B1 or higher, which is intermediate. We don't have a placement exam that you're required. We'll probably send you a placement exam, but it's really just to make sure that you reach a minimum of English proficiency so that we can be assured that you're successful in the program. And the total cost for this program is $500 for the 5 weeks. In the summer of 2021, 2022, when we ran this program, we had students attend from 16 different countries. So it's a fantastic experience, not just to experience Boston and learn more about the university and the admissions process, but also get to interact on an academic level with students from all over the world. So that is our Academy Connects program. In addition, for those students who are a little more adventurous, we have our Academy program. The Academy program differs in the sense that it takes place here in Boston. So if you have the means to join us here in Boston, it's an incredible program. It's 3 weeks long. And the focus of this, while bringing in some of the same leadership themes that we talked about in the Academy Connects program, also has a focus on business, innovation, and entrepreneurship. On this program, you will live in the dorms at Boston University and have the full experience of being a Boston University student for the 3 weeks. You will eat in the cafeterias, take classes on campus, and during your time here, you will hear from expert guest speakers, both business leaders in Boston, entrepreneurs who have started or are working on starting their own businesses, and BU professors who teach in this area. You'll travel around the city. You'll visit Boston area sites of interest related to innovation, such as young startup companies, pitch competitions where students and young business leaders pitch new ideas that are looking for financing and help getting their businesses started. And you'll visit BU's Build Lab, which is a fantastic new space that recently opened on campus here at BU, which is a laboratory for innovation. So students that are looking for inspiration for a new idea, or students that may have an idea of a new business that's entrepreneurial or some new project they want to start, they can go there and find out how to get support and to have people that may be able to help them take their idea and make it a reality. As with the Academy Connects program, you'll also have a private meeting with BU admissions, and there'll be workshops on completing the college essay, what the differences are between the different applications, the common application versus the university applications, what to look for in the college interview process, each of the different steps in the college application and admissions process. And in addition to Boston University, this program, you'll have the opportunity to tour and have info sessions at a number of other colleges and universities in the Boston area. And you'll learn about a variety of different colleges and how to make the best choice. BU is a fantastic university, but we put a big focus on helping students find and determine the best place for them to be successful. And for some students, it's a big urban university in the city. For some students, it might be a smaller school outside the city or a community college. There's thousands of options, and Boston is as vibrant place as there is in the United States to experience that variety of educational opportunities. As I mentioned, this program runs for 3 weeks. The program dates are scheduled from July 2nd, which is a Sunday when you would arrive, and finishes up on August 22nd. You are busy in the program. The classes run 5 days a week. You're in class maybe 3 to 4 hours a day, but then the day is filled with activities, with campus tours, with student life activities, with tours around the city. And you also have some free time as well to kind of experience Boston on your own. The requirements are the same for admission, except that we do ask for a personal statement, letter recommendation from your current school. And the tuition obviously is a little higher there, but it includes your tuition, room, meals, fees, insurance, and transportation from the airport. Dan, did you have something to add?
Just quickly, the graphics is a little off. It's July 2nd to July 22nd.
Oh, you are correct. I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Dan, for catching that. Yeah, so it's really just 3 weeks. So I apologize.
I was thinking, what a great deal.
So those are the 2 programs that we're talking about today. If anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer them for you.
I don't know if you want to keep the graphic up or if we want to just go to full screen.
There we go.
Yes, I have a question. B1 is a 42. That's the TOEFL equivalent, right?
That's correct. That's correct. And as I said, that's what we hope for, but there's some flexibility there. It's not a hard line. We really just want to make sure that students have enough of the skills to really be able to benefit from the program.
I see. Questions for our marriages? Questions for our panels from Embry-Riddle, Annalisa or Jennifer? We have pretty much a lot of time to engage in a discussion on those.
And if nothing else, a great opportunity to practice English, right?
No, of course. Yeah, with the virtual space, it's as we said earlier, it's really going to reform the way knowledge is dispersed. Not just we talked about globalization long time ago, but I think we hit real globalization when COVID got us to think about change the way education is done. I mean, it's been there for some time. And for quite some time, I mean, distance learning wasn't really taken seriously. At least in Lebanon, for example, if you had an online degree, and there are universities that have been doing online degrees for some time, you know, you wouldn't find it easy to get like your degree accredited here, and you cannot work with it. And if you apply to a really like good institution, some institutions in Lebanon, they will like not look favorably at your degree if it's an online degree, but I guess times change, and education, and especially the US education system, is leading in all of those. I always start my sessions when we advise the students in actually letting them know that one great quality and advantage of the US education system is the fact that it's being constantly and rigorously reviewed and assessed, and like just to keep up to date with whatever the society needs, and just to work parallel in that advancement there. Also, I mean, We run our EducationUSA competitive college club. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that. It's also kind of an EducationUSA program that's a college prep program. So we take in students ideally in grades 10 and 11, and we provide them with the advising they need from step one, from choosing the right major to choosing a right university, or the best fit major, so that we use a more politically correct word, a best fit major and the best fit university and the best fit program based on their academic, personal and financial profile. So it's very, very, so I'm learning a lot. I mean, I'm taking some notes on your programs to see what I can include in our programs for this summer. So thank you so much. I'm also learning from the presentation. Yeah. And we hope that we can work or collaborate together to some degree. Maybe we can host you in one of our sessions during the summer to deliver any aspect of the program that we might not be able to do here in Lebanon due to a lot of different limitations. So we'd definitely love to have you again and again to promote for those programs, because I think students everywhere need them, whether they want to apply to the US or not. I mean, communication skills, how to present yourself, how to conduct or engage in a really good conversation or a Socratic discussion. That's very important today. So
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's not just about the hard skills, but the soft skills as well.
Definitely.
Yeah,
All
a
right.
lot of universities are looking for those soft skills. It's been one of those developments that we've seen in the last decade or so, I think, is the re-energizing of the relevance of a liberal arts degree, because a person can demonstrate a certain level of flexibility in adaptation to different situations, and working, having this sort of interpersonal touch is critical in all sorts of fields. So yeah, it's interesting. When I graduated from college, I wondered how I would be evaluated, because it was a liberal arts degree, but I found it to be very useful and favorably viewed. So
Definitely. All right. Again, and as always, if any of you develop any questions from our participants later on, now you know the faces and you know the names and you know the universities. Please do reach out to them, and hopefully you will find a program that basically fits your own long-term goals and hopes and ambitions. Especially if you have eyes on the skies, they say, if you wanna have that aeronautical degree, or you like the cultural experience that you will get from a program such as that at Boston University. Thank you, Jennifer, Annalisa, Scott, and Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us today, and hopefully we'll get more of you in later sessions. Thank you so much.
I have one more question before we go.
Yes, please.
Where do we send you an Embry-Riddle? I see Yale in the background there.
Oh
behind
yeah, I have the like IVs here, like on this row, and the other, like we have all the banners there. If I can turn like my camera and show like a very quick look of how our offices looks like. Like, sorry for the mess at some places there. You can see some firewood,
Okay.
So they are there somewhere, definitely.
Very good, very good.
All right, so I'll send you our address. So please do send us any promotional material you would like us to display in our center. We'd be more than happy to showcase and take with us to our to the schools. I mean, every time I have a selection of like random selection of 8 banners, and I take them to a school, we display them. Some school principals who graduated from Colorado, Boulder, Michigan, they actually wanted to have the banner. So we said, like, we'd gladly give it up. So please do send us any like graphic books, any flyers, any material you'd like us to showcase. We'd be more than happy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.